Hi, I just wanted to give a quick introduction to Module 3. This one module is sort of about the writing and managing of uh, a company or organization's uh, communication. So it would be writing press releases, other social media posts, things like that, as well as managing social media presence and so far as, the kinds of things that one should do, best practices, things like that. This module is only 2 chapters, but we're gonna do a few more assignments in this module. It gives us a chance to practice some of the skills of writing. One of the things I think we need to emphasize, and anybody who takes very many public relations or pursues that, there is a focus on writing. The reason is a couple fold. I mean, first of all, just as a general rule, everybody who, one of the number one things most companies say they feel like they wish their employees did better, were more prepared for, kind of the general comment on the thing people should do better is they always are saying people lack writing skills. Oftentimes, they feel like people don't write well, and that's kind of a chief complaint that comes out there. So any opportunity to improve our writing is not just from a PR or communication standpoint, it's a very valuable skill. You write a ton no matter what you do. If you work for a company, you're going to be sending emails, memos or whatever. You're going to write reports, you're going to go to meetings, you're going to just do all kinds of things. You might engage in social media. You might be, writing to clients, sending them emails. And when you can't put together punctuation and grammar well, it reflects negatively upon the company. And so that's kind of a big deal that most companies, one of the things that makes people stand out is their ability to write clearly and communicate well. So we're going to do that. The other thing is even if you're saying, well, I want to go into PR and I want to stand at a podium, I want to be a press secretary for, a major politician, the president of the United States. That's nice, but, the president also has to have speeches written. And even those people who are there oftentimes have to provide written communication, written statements, and other things to communicate. And so much of what they do is very much scripted. So the other thing is, one of the things that makes writing a valuable skill that is beneficial for all public relations and communication is that writing and journalism tend to focus on storytelling and knowing your audience. I'd say those are kind of two key factors. If I were going to boil it down to the two most important things, one is the ability to take a topic and to be able to tell a story, to make it engaging, to make people interested. And the other one is that you also realize that, if you're writing something for, a a group of business people, you're going to talk to them differently than you would a group of people who maybe work, if you own a business that has production, you may, talk and write things differently for people who work on the production floor or who are, the drivers of trucks and things like that. There would be differences. You wouldn't use languages about, a lot of terminology about profit and loss and, things that I don't even know because I don't have an accounting background. But at the same time, you wouldn't talk to somebody in accounting the same way when you're trying to deal with the financials as you would somebody such as myself who doesn't have that background. And so you would have to know your audience and you have to be able to tell a story and make it interesting and compelling. And so we're going to do some examples, and that's why this module takes a little bit longer. Some of the things we're going to do is we're going to create a fact sheet. We're going to look at a press release and offer critique. We're going to ask you to look up, I'm going to ask you to look up some press releases and kind of say what you think is good and bad. I'm going to have you write a press release, and I'm going to have you write what we might call a story-based social media post, where I'm going to ask you to look at examples of social media posts that are more storytelling and kind of create one of those yourself. We'll also have 2 discussion boards as always. One will be on transparency, dealing with how much you tell people about what you're doing and what rules you should work under. And then another one is on, you know, how you would manage a situation. It's from the book. There's a case of a name of a public relations company. And so we do that. We're going to look a lot about how we do social media management. We're going to look at how to write things like maybe a listicle, a press release, internal, external communication, just a bunch of different writing things. So I hope you'll listen to those. And I think I'm gonna have a few videos that are kind of embedded with the assignments in order to kind of specifically talk about those skills when we get to them, okay? Oh, I'll make one more comment on this before I stop. I believe at this point, you know, we have these modules and they have like a due date at the end. I believe on this one, I may end up putting some earlier due dates on them. Not because I don't, because you know, it has to be turned in, but I would like for that to be able to, you can turn stuff in earlier and I can give you some feedback and improve it and maybe give you a chance to redo it. If everything's due on the last day, that's not going to be an option. So that's one thing I do want to consider on this one. And so I'll send out announcements. I'll be sending out announcements, at least 1 or 2 a week. And so please pay attention to those. Okay, thank you.